I'm here to comply with whatever you want to tell me to do.
You're about to talk yourself into jail.
Some cops break the law and think that they will escape consequences.
It's jail. Come on.
Please, Jeremy, let him help you.
But justice has a way of catching up. This welfare check turned into a tragedy because the officer was a cold-blooded killer. Volunteer Deputy Dwight McInturf arrived on scene to find a distraught man who seemed mentally ill, and how the deputy handled the situation is just scary.
Please, Jeremy, stop. Brother, please. Jeremy, please stop. Jeremy, please.
Get the fuck from around me. That's what I think.
No, please.
You ever gave me my goddamn interview?
Jeremy's sister was recording the whole thing, and then the unthinkable happened.
Back up.
Jack.
No way. You don't know about me.
It's jail. It's jail. Come on.
Please, Jeremy, let him help you. Please.
Let's do that then. I'm not.
Brother, just let him help you, please.
I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing it.
Came up, beat on my truck.
No one.
Then you threatened me. I said you're not going to
Jeremy! Jeremy! Ah! No! No! Please stop! No! No! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Jeremy acted in self-defense, but was shot down in cold blood by this 75-year-old mentally unstable police officer. Moments later, other deputies rushed to the scene.
Hey, back up, man. Back up. We got medical coming. Here, come on. Come over here. Here, come over here so you don't see this. Mac, start CP. Mac. What's your name?
Mitzi.
M-I-T-Z-I. Yeah, that dog's we're worried about right there.
Come here, Pippi!
She's just so scared.
David 19, same track.
Come here, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
No.
EMS called in a chopper in hopes to fly Jeremy to the hospital for urgent care. The officers were more concerned about the footage his sister had recorded.
Hey, Cam, she's the sister of the...
They said you videoed this? Huh? Okay, I need your phone right now. Huh? Because it's evidence. This isn't a request.
Adam 1 Central, we're going to need a landing zone. Start fire and find me a location.
Give me your phone.
Come on,
Do it now, huh?
You gotta get my phone back.
Whenever we download it, okay? I'll get you a property receipt. We're going to get a warrant for your phone. Okay?
Sam 12 is going.
Who are you?
Sam 12 and one of the Paul units are going to go to Northeast Fire Station on Clay for a landing zone.
Give me your phone.
I'm up. I need my phone. I need my phone.
No, he's getting the phone. You'll get it back.
No, I need my evidence on my phone.
No, you'll get it eventually, but for right now, it's getting seized.
seized, okay?
I need my phone for my
It's
kids.
a legal order, okay?
What am I supposed to do about my kids?
You like to find other arrangements? You need all her information.
Yes, sir. You got your driver's license on you, or is it? Okay. Alrighty, what's your name again? Z-I-P?
Is my brother okay?
I don't know if they're fixing to fly him out here.
A-A-D.
And, what's your phone number?
Is that faster? Okay, that's faster.
What's your
Is
phone?
he breathing?
What's your phone number?
Dwight showed no restraint. He could have backed up, could have used the taser, he could have used pepper spray, but he intentionally chose violence because he had already decided on it. Jeremy used to take care of her bedridden mom who was inside the house and heard what happened.
They did both sides wrong.
You know, I heard everything. I heard the whole conversation, you know, what was going on. And I was trying to get him to calm down.
Just come in here and put me in my wheelchair so I can go out there and find out why the officer was being so aggressive with him, you know. And he wouldn't let him come back in. Next thing I know, I heard three shots, you know. They never sent anybody in here to come check on me. They shot him 3 times. They only found 2 cases. How do they know that the third bullet didn't hit me?
They don't know where it went.
Yeah.
I put him up for my mom to talk to my mom.
He talks to me all the time. He just smiles at me. He was a good kid. He tried to help him, but he gave the shirt off his back.
Yeah, man. He really seemed like he was trying to just be chill and
Yeah,
not...
he wasn't trying to harm the officer.
Right.
I mean, like in rehab, they tell you, you know, to hold your hands or behind your back and surge your arms. And he tried that, you know. And the officer just kept, you know, provoking him.
This is what Dwight told Internal Investigation.
He came at me. This was not a normal man coming at you. I've been around people that can talk to you normally, and I'm good at talking to people. A lot of citizens are mad when they're talking to you. I can deal with a mad person. This person was not normal. He was not mad. He had rage in his eyes. It was rage, and it was F this, F that, I'll kick your ass. And I said, whoa, I'm just here to talk. You know, calm down. And he came at me. And I'll tell you, I got scared. I did all I knew how to do. I pulled my taser. Not to hurt him, but to protect me. And it was F you this and F you that. And finally he turned and started walking off. I said, wait a minute. I said, you're detained right now. I said, I'm not putting up with this. And he was walking away. He's walking towards his house, which is real close right there. And I'm following him. And he said this. He said, I'm going in my house to get something. I said, you're not going in that house. I'm by myself. And I said, you're not going in that house. I said, you are with me right now. And we got to work this out. F you. And that body language, like when you can sense you're getting ready to be jumped. And I'm sitting there going, what the heck have I gotten into? And he walked up on his porch. He said, I'm going in my house. F you. He turned to go into his house. I had the taser in my hand. I reached up and got him by the back of the hair because that's all I could get. He was bigger than me, he was younger than me, and he was insane. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't shoot him. I told him, I said, I've got a gun. I said, stop. And he looked at me and he said, go ahead and shoot me. And I don't know the timeline. My mind was a blur. And all of a sudden, he stepped across and he had a weapon. It was his fist. That is a weapon in that guy's hand. And he stepped across, grabbed me, and he hit me right there. He hit me so hard that I saw stars. I could barely stay on my feet. The doctor said later, at 75 years old, I can't imagine a 75-year-old man standing through that. When he charged me and he hit me right here, I knew at that moment that if my gun was still in my holster and I hadn't pulled it, I was a dead man. because I was not going to sustain another blow like that. And he had the look of rage in his eyes. He was going to kill me. There is no doubt in my mind, guys. He was going to kill me. And when he hit me, my vision left. I had a hard time thinking. But when he hit me, I fired the gun. I fired the gun, and I was a lot closer than me and you, because he was on top of me. I fired the gun. I went pow pow, and I don't know why I fired twice. It was just like pow pow, and then he went down. There's a lot of that gets blurry because I couldn't get my vision right. I got down. I got on my radio, and I called out shots fired. I didn't even ask for an ambulance. I didn't even say I shot somebody. My mind had quit working. I was just trying to stay conscious. I got that out, and then I sat beside him and tried to do something. I don't know what I did. And then other deputies showed up. I do this for free. I wasn't out there to hurt him. I wasn't out there to cause that.
He acted like a weak old man in the interview, but he was giving death threats on the actual scene. You can't expect a corrupt cop to speak the truth. The police cleared Dwight of any wrongdoing, and now Jeremy's sister is filing a federal lawsuit against the officer. This next questionable arrest happened because the suspect cussed at an officer. A traffic stop that should have just ended with a ticket spiraled out of control because of one cop's ego.
Can you roll his back window down for me? Driver of the vehicle, roll the back window down. Driver of the vehicle, step out.
Hey, Metal, record a video.
Don't worry, everything's being recorded.
Yeah, that's cool, that's cool.
Is there something back there you're trying to hide?
Nothing. You can search, I'll help you.
I don't want to search your car.
Can search. I remember you. You can search. I'll help you. You can do it. Matter of fact, I don't consent to any search or seizures.
I'm not trying to search your car.
Okay, do your job.
The only reason I wanted you to shut up.
If you're gonna write, stop being unprofessional and telling people to shut up. Stop doing that. Be professional.
The only reason
you're supposed to de-escalate the situation. Stop telling me to shut up. That's rude. Have some manners. I'm here to comply with whatever you want to tell me to do.
You're about to talk yourself into jail.
For what?
Because you're being aggressive.
So, is that a crime?
Yes.
Being aggressive is a crime.
It's enough to get you to tame.
All right. I'm gonna talk to you like this. That's okay with you?
I don't want you to talk.
Okay?
I want me to conduct my traffic stop.
I invoke my right to remain silent.
Thank you. I'm Officer Boyd with the Richmond Police Department. The only reason I asked you to throw it on your back window is because I couldn't see inside. That's why I asked you to step out. The reason I'm pulling you over is because your tag's expired. Do you have a license, insurance, and updated tag?
Yes.
Let me see it. Thank you. Where's your license and insurance?
801-458-121.
Negative. Where's your license and insurance?
801-458-121.
Your license
I'm
and
giving
insurance.
it to you.
The driver, Frederick Gaddis, had the tags that weren't expired. He was about to put them on, but the cop's demeanor was rude from the start, and it was only going to get worse.
How much time do I have to give it to you once my phone in my hand? Do you know that Mississippi made the Mississippi Mobile ID app, and every officer in the state has to accept this as a form of ID?
I do know that.
You do know that?
I do know that. Well, pull it up.
I'm pulling. Is that what I'm doing?
You're arguing about it.
How I'm arguing with my phone in my hand?
You're not pulling it up.
I love your laws. You love them?
I do.
Yeah, you told me you break them and sleep good at night the last time on camera. Yeah, you said that.
Beauty and more on Pear Orchard.
You said that.
Never said that.
Right there. I'm legal. I don't break y'all laws.
You have an expired tag on your car.
Yeah, I need to put that on there. I have it on there by today. I'm legal. I follow y'all laws. Because I don't like talking to y'all.
Give you some trouble?
Verbally aggressive. He does have some more power. I'm not verbally aggressive. I'm telling him I'm 100% legal, and this is practice. This practice. I got everything he wants.
There's nothing legal about an expired tag.
Yeah, the tag is right there. I need to put it on there. It's nothing. I'm not missing nothing that y'all gonna ask for. If y'all translate this to verbal aggressiveness, then that's y'all. I'm not missing nothing. I keep the laws. Me telling you I keep the laws verbally aggressive. No, he knows me from previous traffic stops. The last time they pulled me over for this legal tent with the BMW on it, and he the one who took me to jail for it. The dude put the broke tent meter on it, and he said he don't have a problem with it. And then the judge threw it out. He knows I'm not lying. They put me over right there in the old Canton the last time. Dude put the tip meter on my legal tip.
Well,
just because the angle he was saying. No, I'm saying that the judge said it's not illegal.
Okay, well, my tip meter's not broke. I can put it on there.
Yeah, put it on there. Yeah, but I'm telling him the last time they did that, it didn't fly. And I was telling them that this is legal till I bought the car like this.
Okay, but it's not legal to have an expired tag.
Right, I agree with you. I agree with you.
You mind rolling your window up just a little bit on the driver door?
You do whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean, it's your...
in the search and seizures.
Well, I'm not searching your car.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just asking you roll the window up just a little bit.
He told me to step out the car, man. He told me to step out the car. If you want to touch my car against my will, then you do it.
Well, I mean, I can measure your tent, but I'm asking.
Measure it.
Well, I'm asking.
You got permission to measure my tent.
Okay, that's all I need to do.
I don't want you to work anything in my vehicle.
Well, you just said I could.
No, I told you I want you to do it. I didn't tell you to do that.
Well, you are detained, so technically I can.
I'm not trying to help you hurt me.
Calm down. Hey, calm down.
I'm trying to hurt you.
Well, if you will shut your mouth, I'll tell you that you're legal.
Man, your race been talking to us like that for too long, man. Y'all got to get out of there, bro. Y'all time is almost up according to Revelation. Y'all time almost up. You go back to Esau, Genesis 25:25. He said you were red all over.
Pulling the race card ain't gonna help you out.
Race card is a nation.
That's exactly what you just did.
Nation. I'm from the nation of Israel. You from the nation of Israel.
Let me explain something to you, sir. You understand by him writing you a citation after courtesy, he can arrest you merely on what he stopped you for. Do you understand that?
Okay. All right.
Now, what I'm going on to tell you...
Y'all got us.
What I'm going on to tell you is, yes, your tent is legal.
Okay, then, write the ticket.
But if you... it's legal. That's what I'm telling you. If you will shut your mouth, you would understand that.
Stop cussing at me and de-escalate. Stop cursing and be professional, man. Stay within your professional guidelines, man. Risen Police Department says honor, integrity, and pride.
Good, you can read.
Listen,
you can read. Congratulations.
I'm talking to you like a man, bro. You gotta
No, you're not. You won't shut your mouth long enough to talk with anybody.
That's the First Amendment.
Frederick has all the right to speak however he wants. Eventually, the officers just feel like it's time to violate his right.
You see what I'm saying?
He wants to be an lock his
I need to put my tag on there today.
Correct.
Yeah, as soon as I pulled him over, I'd asked him to roll his back window down because I couldn't see in. Wouldn't respond.
Well, I tried to talk with him reasonably at first, but he just won't. You can't get a word in with him. So, I mean, I'm not going to deal with an irrational person. And since he wants to be that way, then we'll take his guns and put them in safekeeping. He's going to learn, dude. You don't treat police like that right off the bat. I mean, I was trying to tell him that his tent was legal, and he wouldn't shut his mouth.
Dude, that dude talked himself into jail.
I can see it.
I was going just right there. I wasn't even going to write him a ticket. I pulled him over because his tag was expired. I'm going to talk to Sarge about it because I might hit him with resisting.
Yeah,
And just like that, corrupt cops can add another charge without any repercussion. He only wanted to teach Frederick a lesson just because he talked back to an officer. Now, eventually, this video did go viral, and the chief of police had to give a statement to the news.
There's been a video that has come to light that highly edited and also clipped and also taken out of. Some of it was switched around. Regardless, there were some statements made by law enforcement that I think should not have been made. There will be action in regards to our officers here. As I said at the beginning of this, we police our own. We make sure that everybody's behaving and acting professionally.
An internal investigation has since started against both of the responding officers. Hope they get fired soon. Now, this next case is also a clear example of racial profiling. Unlike that last cop, this one had a more hands-on approach.
Turn it off. Put your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window. Don't move.
I ain't moving. What's up?
Oh, can you unlock it?
Huh? Reach right there. Man, just
Don't
reach
worry
right
about
there.
it. You keep your freaking hands out the window and shut your mouth. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
He's right.
What's up, officer? What's going on?
What's up? How's
Yeah,
it going?
what is going on?
Come on, you gonna buckle me? I'm chilling. What's up? I'm chilling. What's up? I'm chilling, officer. I'm cool. I'm doing that. Look at me. I'm doing that. What's up? Come on, man. He resisting. Y'all wildin'. Come on, y'all wildin'. I ain't doing shit now. Come on.
The individual was identified as Braxton Smith, a U.S. Navy veteran, and despite appearing quite chill and showing no harm to the cops, the officers threw him to the ground and slapped the cuffs on him. But the worst was yet to come.
Act like you didn't want to stop. Hey. What you mean? I got put up in the safe spot. Okay. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
You have a medical marijuana card, sir?
No.
No. Smoking?
No, I'm 240. Just want a voicemail tab. I'll put it in the
No.
You smoking or not?
What you mean? What's that?
All right, sounds good.
What's up with this?
Let's eat. Keep your feet
Is that
out.
something he has, or was that you? That sound?
I don't know. What was that? I heard it.
It wasn't sound. Thought it was coming from him or you.
Do you have an alarm or something on you?
Huh?
You have an alarm or something on you?
Nah.
It turned out that he was pulled over for nothing more than window tint, yet somehow the officers escalated it into a narcotics investigation. After the unlawful arrest, these thugs went on to conduct an illegal search of his vehicle.
1097 on the floor, Charlie 1.
I got everything out of his pockets. All right, give me your shoe.
I'm someone law-abiding citizen.
Well, right now, you might be going to jail.
For what?
I'll talk to you about that in a second. Yeah. All right. You're not under arrest.
Okay.
But I have to read your rights so that I can let you talk to me and ask you questions.
Okay.
What makes this spot safer for you than where I tried to stop you?
I mean, y'all hit the lights on me. I ain't want to pull in the middle of the road. That's dangerous for y'all. I didn't want to pull in a well-lit area. You get y'all out of traffic.
Okay.
I ain't stupid.
So do you think that making a safe spot for us is something that you're authorized to do?
I mean, I ain't think that require authorization. I'm trying to be safe just like y'all. I ain't posing a threat. I seen y'all circling
Wait,
at the
so are you
store.
trying to be safe? You're trying to find a safe spot for you or for me?
For both of us.
No, you don't get to do that.
Okay, that's understandable.
You can make a claim that you're trying to make a safe spot for you. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right, why is this spot safer than that spot?
It's a well-lit area. I mean, it's not in the middle of the road.
The officer really wondered why a black man would pull over at a well-lit area. I mean, given all the history of racist cops, you really can't blame Mr. Smith for doing this.
But why didn't you stop?
I just told you why I didn't stop.
Because you think you're smarter than everyone
Look what you
else.
just did to me. You just snatched me out my car. I rode the one that's down and gave my license, my registration. You ain't read me no right. You snatched me out the car.
You're damn right I did. Why did I do that? Why?
I don't know. I had the slightest idea.
How about because?
Run my name.
For 300 yards, I had my lights. How many different sirens did I turn on?
Listen, I'm a black man in America.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm terrified of the police.
Mr. Black Man, I'm asking you a question. How many different sirens did I turn on? How many times did I lay on my horn?
I have this, like, when you said pull over, I pulled over. You said throw the keys out of the car, I complied.
No, when I said pull over was back there when I turned my lights and sirens on. Get in the car.
Okay. Damn, you know the more
Get in the car. Shut your mouth.
77 for the car?
Yeah. He said, what's him?
Yeah, I think he was trying to figure out if he should say yes or no to that question. Dude, I thought he had like a clip right here on his belt line for like looking like an inside the waistband holster. And I thought maybe that's what he was doing. It was that. It was this.
The officers conducted a thorough search of his vehicle and found nothing illegal. They did find a legally registered firearm in Smith's name.
I know you heard the different sirens, the different tones, the horn. All that are indications that, hey, you probably shouldn't be picking what's a safe spot for me to stop.
In the trunk. Like it got placed there from the front. Was he reaching around in the back there? I mean, the seat goes down, bro. He could have easily have reached over, pulled the seat down, and put it where it is.
Look at this bullshit. Not getting high-speed gear again. Freaking screw popped out.
Too high speed, dude.
Was the seat pushed down like that?
No, we opened it to see if you could, and you could. So I have his number. I'll call and do a.
Nope. I don't really want to touch on mine. If it feels warm to the touch, yeah. Where'd you buy the firearm?
Pawn shop on Atlantic Boulevard.
The store?
Yeah, pawn shop.
You did the paperwork?
Yeah, it might be in the car.
Okay. Well, when'd you get it?
It's been within a year.
Okay.
Even after realizing that the firearm was legit, the officers were stunned, with nothing to justify an arrest. That is when the unhinged cop started grilling him about the purchase, only to get completely shut down by the veteran.
So you did all the paperwork, the background check and everything?
Yeah.
So why would they, how come you can buy a gun but you can't have a CWL?
Hey, so what's the process of buying a gun, right? You go through the background. I've bought guns my whole life, bro. I'm a veteran. I'm serving 10 years in the military.
So why wouldn't you be able to get CWL is what I'm trying to get to.
But why is that an issue if I'm within my legal limit? That's what I don't understand.
Because I'm wondering if you're a prohibited possessor or just prohibited from purchasing or from what?
If I was prohibited from purchasing,
I know. You don't need to know what it means. I know what it means.
Right or wrong, right?
I know what it means. You don't need to know what it means. I'm just trying to ask questions to determine which category you fall into.
Why, if I'm within my legal limit, why does any of that matter?
What does legal limit mean?
If I can purchase a firearm, I can ride with it in my vehicle, right? If it's in the trunk.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
That's the law I studied, the Florida gun law. That's the law I abide by.
Great. Do you mind if I ask questions to verify that?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So you did the background check,
yes,
right? And you purchased it, but when you did a background check for the CWL, they said no?
Well, I don't understand where these questions going. Like, it's
all right.
Moments after realizing their suspicions were baseless, the officer returned and tried to smooth things over with Smith, but he still wasn't willing to let the innocent man walk away without facing some sort of consequence.
So here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm not going to take you to jail for felony, right? A fleeing charge, even though you are eligible. And it would not be hard to explain why I believe that. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and go ahead and say that I think you truly just were severely mistaken about the law. Okay? So, well, that's not safe for anybody. It's not safe for you. It's definitely not safe for me. Okay? Because when people do what you did, they're usually stuffing a gun under the seat, pulling a gun out from under their seat. I mean, I'm glad that you can laugh about it, but my wife and kids don't laugh about it. My wife and kids don't laugh about it. Okay, I'm glad you can laugh about it. All right, but the truth of the matter is that that's what I deal with. Okay, so when you're driving down the road, trying to be cute, thinking that you're smart, really what you're doing is just amping the situation up. So I could have walked up to your car and said, "Hey, I stopped you because your windshield's tinted, your front windows are too dark. This is the reason for the stop. Can I have your license, please? Thank you very much." We could have done all that. So that's why I had you keep your hands out the car. I don't want you taking. It takes half a second for you to grab a gun and shoot. It takes me, on a good day, 1.8 seconds to grab my gun and shoot. So that means I can get shot about 3 or 4 times before I even get my gun out of the holster. Right? So these are the kind of odds that I got to deal with, man. And that's why what you think is aggressive. All right, we didn't hit you. We didn't bam you. All right, we let you go to the ground on your own. All right? But it is what it is, man. Like, if you were intending to do me harm, I can't give you that option, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you one fix-it ticket. You got 2 windows that are too dark. Your front windows are 20%. All your windows are 20%. That makes the front windows too dark. And you got a windshield that's tinted, okay?
Samsung?
Yeah. All right.
The officer decided to issue tickets for the tinted windows, but to make things even more absurd, his computer malfunctioned and he couldn't even print one.
Face that way so I can take these off. So my traffic program is messed up, so I can't write a ticket right now. And we have gunshots down the road that I'm going to go respond to. So those 2 reasons are getting you out of the ticket tonight, okay? Your front windows are too dark though in your windshield, just so you know. Huh? Where you left it.
After this disgraceful treatment, Braxton Smith filed a complaint with the police department. An internal investigation concluded that he wasn't racially profiled and that the officer had a legal basis for the stop. However, they did find the officer's behavior inappropriate. He was placed on administrative leave, required to complete anger management training, and ordered to review the law. Still, this was not enough for Smith, who now plans to file a lawsuit against both the officer and the city. Now, this next corrupt cop thought that he could have an easy target, but he quickly regretted the decision to make this unlawful stop.
I used to be a police, so I'm just asking why everybody's been asked for the ID if you stop.
A group of friends were rolling in their car when a police officer drove past them and shined his flashlight directly at them. As strange as it was, he immediately pulled them over, and the reason for the stop will shock you.
Hello guys, how you doing today? Good.
How you doing?
Good. Do you want where we're stopping today?
No.
The speed limit on Kaylee's 30 miles an hour.
So, you stopped me? I was speeding?
Yes, sir.
When you were coming toward me?
No, sir, I got behind you and pace clocked you at 40 miles an hour.
No, I'm asking because when you were coming toward me, you had shined your light in my face. You were...
Yeah, I visually estimated your speed. That's why I turned around and got behind you and confirmed my visual estimate with the pace clock on my vehicle. Do you have your driver's license?
Yeah, I do. Can you give me my bag right there?
Are there any weapons or anything in the car?
No.
Are you good digging through bags?
No.
I'm not saying it's against the law to have weapons, I just want to know about
that. No, I don't have weapons.
Okay. Whose car is it?
It's a rental.
Oh, it's a rental? Okay. Do you have your ID on you, sir?
Oh, wait.
GPS signal lost.
Where are you guys going tonight? Any place fun?
We're dropping off some stuff at one of the local clubs.
Oh, okay.
In Illinois?
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Does everyone still live in Illinois?
I do.
Oh, okay.
The officer claimed that he visually estimated the speed, and even though the dash cam clearly shows that they weren't driving over 35 miles per hour, but his arrogance quickly crumbled when he realized the person he had pulled over was a fellow officer.
It's in my bag.
Do you have any idea on you? Costume?
Yes.
Go and get it for me, please. Thank you.
That's not your wallet?
Where is it on the floor?
Yeah.
It's black? Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Here. Step right there.
Is anyone from Florida?
No, we drove down here.
My ID is Illinois, but I just moved here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
It's in my bag in the trunk.
Okay. I used to be a police, so I'm just asking why everybody's been asked for the ID. If you stop. I'm just asking why everybody's been asked.
I just want to know who we're out with, that's all.
Okay, because I'm used to be a police officer, so I've never had to deal with everybody in the car getting their IDs ready.
Yeah, we just like to know who we're out with.
If it's just for speeding, that's why I'm trying to see what's going on.
Like I said, we just like to know who we're out with.
Okay, is there something going on in the area?
Not that I'm aware of anything particular, no.
Okay. Okay. Because when you were coming toward me, I saw the light. It kind of blinded me, and I thought something was wrong because I saw the light flashing in my face.
Well, like I said, I visually estimated your speed. And at that point, I looked to see who was driving. Because let's just say, you know, the car runs from me or whatever, I want to be able to identify the driver. And I got behind you and pace clocked you. And that's why I'm stopping you today.
Okay. All right.
The officer's tone shifted instantly the moment the driver mentioned he was also a cop. To confirm, he began asking him police-related questions on the spot.
Where were you a police officer?
St. Louis and the city of Atlanta.
St. Louis, Missouri? And then again in Atlanta?
Yeah, I moved. I transferred because I got tired of being in St. Louis. And
what do you mean you transferred?
I transferred. They were paying more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was making like 38,000, and Atlanta was paying like 45.
Do they take like laterals? Like did they give you time for your?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you do about getting a certificate out of Georgia?
After I resigned, I didn't think about doing it anymore.
No, I mean like how did you carry over your certificate?
Oh, well, doing the ladder program, they just did the accreditation from St. Louis Police Academy because you get the same credits as you do with them.
So they have like an equivalency of training kind of thing?
Yeah, I only did like 8 weeks.
Okay, that's what I was asking. I didn't know if they like honored it or whatever.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Who's that from? So how long were you total?
St. Louis is about 4.5 years.
And what's your birthday?
Atlanta was about 4.
Okay. What were your assignments? 84.
I did some intern in car theft.
Okay.
And I did a little bit of homicide, but mostly I just a beat cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was just curious.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Just sit tight, guys. As long as your licenses come back and valid and stuff.
Okay.
No tickets tonight. I don't want to enjoy writing tickets or anything.
I understand. I appreciate it.
Just one of those things.
Okay.
And the officer even decided to let them go without a ticket and just a warning. But the former cop knew it was a stop for fishing. Moving on, here is another cocky cop who messed with the wrong auditor and immediately got schooled.
And then you were relocated here. This is what was dispatched to me.
Okay,
and you're parked in front of somebody's house. This is not a normal place for people to be parked.
Okay.
And I am asking you to identify yourself.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to, by law, identify yourself. I need your ID, sir, to verify who you are.
I have to identify myself if you suspect me. Florida, is this a Terry stop? Am I being detained?
You are, right now. Yes, you are.
Under suspicion of what crime, sir?
Loitering and prowling.
Do you know what loitering is?
I do.
Under the statute, loitering?
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me your driver's license here in a minute, or you're going to go to jail for resisting.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to give him a license, then I'm going to file an internal affairs complaint on you for violating my Fourth Amendment right.
The investigator was forced to hand over his ID under the threat of arrest, but the officer was about to realize he had messed with the wrong guy.
If you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor, we're more than happy to do that.
Well, you got no problem sitting here detaining me.
Do you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor?
I asked for a supervisor. I'd like for you to call a supervisor. I'm glad you got a smile on your face while you're violating my rights. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you refresh yourself on the law and what reasonable suspicion is. You go ahead and smile now. I will be filing an internal affairs complaint against you. Not that your corrupt internal affairs will do anything about it. Apparently you boys in blue don't know how to break that line.
He wasn't about to let the officer violate his rights and walk away unchallenged. While waiting for the supervisor to arrive, he put the deputy in his place.
There's no public
Yeah, but you also know there's a state you have to have a reasonable cause to run my tag through David. That's why that state trooper, that's why the Florida Highway Patrol trooper got sued, right?
Hey, sir, listen. If I ran your emergency contact, looked at your emergency contact information, that we're not allowed.
6429 with a valid.
You need to move your vehicle out from in front of her house.
Why?
So you need to move your vehicle out from your house.
So you're saying it's illegal for me to sit there?
Is there even a shoulder? You're parked in the grass.
It's an easement, 33 feet from the center line. Are you giving me a lawful
You're free to
command?
go. You can go, or you can wait for the supervisor to come.
I'm going to wait for the supervisor.
Please do. Don't go back in your vehicle.
Why can't I go back in my vehicle?
Because I'm standing out here and I don't know what's in your vehicle.
So once again, once the supervisor leaves and you leaves, am I allowed to sit there and stay there? That's a simple yes or no question.
Why are you sitting here?
I am working.
Okay.
The officer clearly needed to revisit the Constitution, though it's doubtful he had ever read it. The investigator was now ready to expose the officer's ignorance.
You've came here, you've required me to show ID when I didn't have to. I'm sitting on the side of a road, I haven't broken a law, and you abused your authority. That gun and that badge doesn't give you abusive rights.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure, go right ahead.
Do you have a house?
Do I have a house?
Do you live somewhere?
No, I live under a rock.
See, now you're being sarcastic, and I'm just asking you honest questions. You're getting upset. I'm not even
think?
So you live in a house? You got private property, right? So you, in your experience,
yeah,
if somebody was parked right in front of your house like that vehicle is,
yeah,
would that rouse your suspicion?
Perhaps, yeah.
Would you call law enforcement?
No.
You'd probably go out and handle it yourself.
Probably.
Would you arm yourself and go out there and do it?
May or may not.
Okay, well, not everyone has that courage, sir. They're not as brave as you. So that's when they call us, because this is who we swore our oath to, the citizens of Ohio County.
The investigator made it clear officers swear an oath to protect, not violate people's rights, as the deputy had done in this case. Despite the deputy's attempts to laugh it off and provoke him, the investigator refused to let the situation de-escalate.
Do you think this is funny, deputy?
No, I do not think
Let's make it serious. Let's talk to each other, two gentlemen, okay? You do understand the Fourth Amendment, right, deputy? What does the Fourth Amendment guarantee?
I'm not going to sit here.
See, you don't want to talk about something, you're going to lose that.
But you keep shutting me down. I'm trying to explain to you what's
going on.
No,
you're not. You're avoiding it. I'm answering your questions, and you don't want to answer mine. Go ahead.
I'm trying to explain this very nicely to you, sir.
Suspicion.
I have, and that's all I need. Reasonable suspicion that a crime is or about or has been committed.
Am I in bizarro world, or is this deputy not understanding the English language? okay? Listen to me once again. In order to require me to ID myself, see,
So
you don't want to
conversation's
listen.
Going in circles.
No, because you're not
You're standing
listening.
here for the supervisor. I don't particularly want to talk to you anymore. You're free to get in your car and leave.
No,
if you
see,
want to get in your
you're
car,
not
you can
listening.
leave, or you can wait for the supervisor.
The deputy clearly did not understand that mere suspicion is not enough to detain someone. Reasonable, articulable suspicion is required. The investigator then posed another question, and once again, the crooked cop had no answer.
You have no control or
Then
custody
leave.
over me.
You're not coming
I don't
near
have,
me.
you don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you, you're not coming near me. You're gonna.
I'm not coming near you. I'm looking to see what this deputy, make sure you don't get a rifle and shoot me. You know, you cops aren't known for shooting people. You want to say suspicion. Suspicion is not a crime. Loitering, which is also contempt of cop, that standard's also not met, because under the Florida statute, you must give me a reason to articulate why I'm in the area I am. I explained to you that I'm an investigator and I'm working. I can tell by your body language, man. I'm a certified interrogator. I've been doing this job for 16 years. All right? Look at your body. Look at your body language.
You can't have a conversation. I
Really?
tried to have a conversation.
What are we doing
and
now?
all you're doing is jumping up and down. You're
I'm
all
jumping up and
upset.
down.
You don't know anything. You're being insulting. You're being rude. But you want me to be nice to you. That's
I'm
how
not
you want
asking
this
you to be. I'm not asking you to be nice. You haven't been nice to me. You violated my Fourth Amendment. You're telling me what to do and what I can't do. You told me I can't stay there when I have every legal right to sit there. See, you think that's all okay. Because once again, you have that gun and that badge, and you think that gives you the right to tell people what to do when you have no legal authority to do so.
The deputy was clearly out of his depth, and continuing the conversation seemed pointless, so the investigator decided to wait in his car, but the deputy found yet another issue with that.
But I'm gonna just go wait up at my vehicle.
Sir, listen to me. Do not go. I do not know what's in
I
your
didn't
vehicle.
say in. I did not say
you're
in.
gonna either wait here or you're gonna leave. You're not going in that near
I
that
said
vehicle.
I'm just gonna go stand
You're not
over there.
going near that vehicle. I do not know what's in that vehicle, and the way you're acting right now, I don't trust you. You're gonna either stand here wait for the supervisor, or you're gonna tell me you're gonna leave, and then we're gonna get in our car and leave.
Am I being detained?
How would you like to? What did I just tell you? You can leave, but then we're leaving. That's the bottom line. If you're going back to the vehicle, we're gonna get
Go
out.
ahead and leave. I'll wait for the supervisor.
She's not coming up here by herself. I can tell you that right now. She's not, and I would not allow her
I'm
to come
such a
up here by
scary guy. Is it okay if I put my ID back in my wallet?
Absolutely.
Okay. I have no weapons on me.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna make any furtive movements. Make sure you don't pull your weapon and shoot. Okay?
Sir, you can put your ID back in your pocket.
All right. I appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna move now. Okay?
Okay.
It's crazy how these officers continue to violate people's rights under the guise of officer safety. Despite being armed and outnumbering the individual, they seem to be far too intimidated by him to back down.
Has this officer explained to you what's happened?
It's my understanding someone called in about your vehicle being parked on private property.
Okay.
All right. And then that you weren't happy with the way they were handling it. And so
Okay.
they called me.
May I ask you, is what I'm doing sitting here, is that a crime?
If this is private property, yes.
Okay. It's public easement, is it not?
Without looking at.
You know what public easement is,
I know what an
correct?
easement is,
Okay. All right. Now, you're a sergeant, so I know you've been on the force for a while.
Correct.
I'm sure, although not semantically accurate with the law, you're probably accurate enough to know how far easement goes off the road. And the fact that someone pulled right off the shoulder is on public easement. I mean, if you would give me that much? Okay.
The sergeant arrived, and although she was much more ready to listen to what the investigator had to say, she wasn't going to side with the truth.
Where I draw the issue is when this deputy over here demanded under the threat of arrest for me to ID myself, when I clearly articulated to this deputy, by the U.S. Constitution, I'm guaranteed a Fourth Amendment right. Not only that, under Florida statute and Florida Constitution, under Florida statute, he must either have RAS or PC that I've either committed a crime or about to commit a crime.
I'm going to stand over here if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So when we make contact with someone, that's the first thing we do is identify them so we know who we're out with.
That's your policy. I agree with that. But again, I'm talking about the law when he has a right to demand under the color of authority code, U.S. Code 18, Section 242, which is deprivation of rights under the color of law. When you all put that badge on and take an oath, you become what's under the color of law. You have authority given to you. And he must meet certain requirements in order to use that authority under the color of law.
It turned out the supervisor wasn't any better, and things quickly went from bad to worse for the investigator.
And actually, under the law, if I'm not allowed to tell law enforcement, I can get in trouble with the law if I tell you who I'm working.
I don't.
Statute 493.
Well, I know in the past when we
What?
have a. I'm sorry?
I never asked you who you're working.
Okay, would you like me to stop the video? You want to stand fast on that, deputy?
Listen, I'm standing here to help. Okay, just.
Yeah, but he just told a lie.
Okay, well, I know in the past when people are working as a private investigator, they will call our communications
yes.
to let them know I'm out here at this address, so we don't get calls like this, right? So we could have avoided this whole situation.
No, that's not necessarily true, and you are correct. That's something we normally do. It is a courtesy. It's not a requirement.
Right.
Nothing's going to come of it. All right. I've been doing my activism for years, and you know, it's not a thin blue line. It's a thick line. I used to be part of it. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. But I have an issue. I want this gentleman count. I explained to him, it's not that I don't want to give you my ID, but because I'm an activist, I stand firm on my constitutional rights. I explained to him about the Fourth Amendment, and I explained he doesn't have a legal right to demand my ID.
Well, we're here for a call. We're here for a purpose. It's not like this was a self-initiated call. We got a call from a citizen. We have a legal right to be here.
Yes.
The sergeant seemed completely clueless, and despite being educated by the citizen, she continued to side with her corrupt deputy.
For a Terry stop, okay?
This isn't a Terry stop.
Exactly. It wasn't a traffic, and I'm not required to produce ID. This is not a stop and ID state. In the state of Florida, under statute, in order for me to be required to ID myself, you must either suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, and you must either have PC of that or RAS. He kept on saying his reasonable suspicion was just suspicion. That's what he thinks his standard is for me to be required to ID. And I asked him, sir, suspicion of what crime?
Yes, I would like to, at this point, move on, though, and try to get this resolved. I'm sure you obviously have a job to do, right?
Yeah,
You're on.
But how's it going to be resolved? I would like acknowledgement, and if you don't feel comfortable, I'd like for you to say so for the record.
Oh, you're not being detained, but anytime, like on a traffic stop, when we approach a vehicle, if someone needs to get something out of their vehicle, we walk with them.
Yeah, but it's over with. He was done with me. He said I couldn't get back in my vehicle until he left. He doesn't have any right to control me like that.
All right, like I said, you're here on a job, and I know you said you won't tell us who you work for or whatever. Is there any way that we can confirm that you're here doing a private investigate? Or
I gave my investigator's license.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm
yes,
sorry.
Ma'am.
It is incredibly difficult to get a police officer to admit wrongdoing. The investigator kept voicing his concerns, but the corrupt sergeant remained stubborn, continuing to flex her authority.
Oh, it's no sense in
Right, like I said, I want to move forward at this point and try to resolve it. Obviously, like I said, they were here on a call. She's, a mom, young kids. She's saying, I guess there's a bus stop right down here.
I have no problem with none of that.
So when they show up and make contact with you, they have a right to ask for your identification.
Ask. They have a right to ask. He does not have a right to threaten me with arrest, which he did.
Well, honestly, right when they show up on a call and they ask for your ID and you refuse to give it to them when they're here for a lawful reason, that could be considered resisting without. That is an arrestable offense.
I know the subsection for resisting without violence. It's not. I have 2 cases going to the Florida Supreme Court.
Okay.
One of them is over this very same matter, which I'm about to sue the state for $5 million. All right, so I think I'm pretty well versed on what I'm doing.
The female supervisor was clearly no match for this fierce citizen, who soon realized he wouldn't get anything out of this.
The U.S. Constitution and being a servant to the citizens, I expect you to uphold the law, because you guys take every opportunity to say that I'm enforcing the law. But when I see officers break the law, they're not so quick to stand fast on it. And that's what that deputy has done. He has broken the law by violating my constitutional rights. And I know that's maybe all, we can just brush that aside. That's no big deal. We're doing what we're supposed to do. I'm asking you to really look deep into it, what I'm saying. We're losing our way in this country, deputy. I'd like you to research the law.
Hope he files a lawsuit and gets these officers re-educated. They already leech off an ungodly amount of taxpayer money, so why not spend it on something actually helpful? And that is all for today. If you liked the video, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next upload, and thank you for watching.